Hey everybody, happy Monday. Welcome to Benzinga's The Week Ahead. My name is Brent Slava. I'm head of our news desk, joined with Senior Vice President for Benzinga Pro, Big Beat, Steve Orr. How's it going, Steve? How's your weekend?
Good. I had a great weekend. How about you, Brett?
There he is. I had a good weekend. Some concerning headlines to come back to the market on Monday, though. Coronavirus, again, this has been the theme over the last 3 or 4 weekends here. Coronavirus has been the big news. Over the weekend, coronavirus cases nearing the 80,000 level. Steve, you just had an update. What was the final updated number you just saw a few minutes ago?
Yeah, CNBC said 79,548.
Okay.
Look, Brett, I think we're getting very close to those numbers of breaking six figures of 100,000. If we get there, yeah, the selling will not slow down. It'll probably pick up.
So we have about 77,000 cases inside of China. At the start of last week, we were at about 73 to 74,000 cases inside of China. So, not a huge jump there, but like you're highlighting, we are getting to sort of a psychological level. At the end of January, for a little bit more perspective, at the end of January, there was just 12,000 confirmed cases in China. The kind of concerning developments that we had over the weekend was developments in Italy, developments in Iran, and a lot more cases coming out of South Korea. Right now, Iran is saying over 50 deaths. Italy has 200 confirmed cases, 7 deaths confirmed there from coronavirus. South Korea has over 800 cases, reported about 8 deaths there. A quick update that we had from this morning, the China Global Times, it's a big paper out there. There's one of their editors is commenting on Twitter a lot. And, you kind of take this with a grain of salt, but there was a tweet from that editor earlier this morning that said, the risk of coronavirus spreading widely in China has passed. Wuhan is still in lockdown while new infection cases are steadily decreasing, even disappearing in other areas. Situation in countries such as South Korea is worse than in China. Global trade and travel could fall to large-scale chaos. And again, that was a tweet from the Global Times editor. And kind of highlighting, I think the same thing the opposite, I guess, of what you're saying, Steve, is that the WHO is kind of diminishing concerns a little bit. I think you can see that the China Global Times editor here is sort of diminishing concerns. You are not feeling that way, huh?
No, and I think the market's pricing that in. We hadn't been doing that last week, and all of a sudden now I think that the scare is starting to come in. This is what the thing about it is it's worse than SARS, right? For me, there's two things I have to look at. Number one is that they reported that over 3,000 doctors and nurses have come down sick with the coronavirus. That means it's highly, highly contagious. They take the most precautions, right? When they're treating the sick, they put the masks on, they put the gloves on, they're protected. But in this situation, 3,000 of them have come down with it. And I will tell you, I think that we've got to watch the market in two areas. Number one is still going to be in the casinos, which they say they're going to open up. And number two is in travel. Like we just had a huge cruise ship come in, right?
Right. Yeah, so we have stocks down about 3% today, and I did want to give a couple updates on some of the stocks that we've been focusing on this show and in other Benzinga shows. The pharma and vaccine space has kind of been your go-to for unfortunately upside in these stocks. Nanovirus, CDs, and NVC stocks up about 40% today. That is probably one of our bigger winners, unfortunately, for the year so far. That stock's up 260% year to date. Co-Crystal Pharma, that's COCP, up 52% today. And LiveX, that's ENLV, up 26% today. And then Alpha Pro Tech, APT, they are the maker of some of the masks that a lot of people in China are using. That stock's up 14% today at last check. That stock's up about 90% on a year-to-date basis. Wanted to highlight sort of a new play as of Friday of last week, and it's getting some follow through today. That is China Jojo Drugstores. It's ticker CJJD. This is a Chinese pharmaceutical retailer, like a drugstore in China. It's up about 12% today. Again, didn't really have a ton of upside prior to Friday of last week. Moving over to travel here, Norwegian Cruise, NCLH, down 7% today. It's down 34% year to date. Royal Caribbean and Carnival kind of are acting the same. They're both about down about 30% year to date. Travel.com, that's a big travel name in China. It's ticker TCOM, TCOM, down about 5% today, down about 11% year to date. Moving over to big China mega cap names, Alibaba down 3% today. It's only down 5% year to date. Baidu, which is another online player, they're down 2% today. It's only down about 2% for the year or so. And here you go, Steve, casino names. Wynn down 3% today. It's down 15% year to date. MGM down 4% today, down about 11% year to date. LVS right around there too. And Melco, which is the pure play China casino name, that's ticker MLCO, is down only 2% today. It's down about 30% on a year to date basis.
Yeah,
And
very simple. You know what? When you're sick and you don't want to go to the store, what do? You order online, and that's why Alibaba and Baidu were holding up steady. So it should be okay there. You know what's interesting? We are, with the market being so heavily sold today, and with all the puts that were being played in on Friday, I think maybe that the selling could be done for just a bit here. Until we get some new numbers on the coronavirus. So I think I'm really very interested to see the next update on the Johns Hopkins coronavirus page.
Great. Okay, so further developments this week, we'll be standing by for that. Let's move over to upcoming economic data that we want to get on your radar for this week. So we are going to get some housing data tomorrow. That's Tuesday. We're going to get S&P Case-Shiller Home Price Index. On Wednesday, we're going to be getting new home sales, expecting a reading of 710,000 new homes. The last reading that we had was about 694,000. So it does look like housing is doing really strong here. We're also going to get pending home sales on Thursday. But amid the kind of scare that we're dealing with and related to coronavirus, I really don't know how much in focus those housing figures will be. We are going to be getting GDP, the first reading for Q4 GDP at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time on Thursday. There's always a preliminary reading, a middle reading, and then a final reading for each quarter's GDP. For the first reading for Q4 GDP, we're expecting 2.1% growth out of the U.S. And Big B, you think that we might have a miss on our hands here when we get this data Thursday, right?
You got it. I'm calling for a miss on that data. Q4 GDP probably, it's not going to include the coronavirus, right? This is mostly January,
Right.
February. So, and we know we talked about holiday sales being good. They were pretty good, but they weren't up to the level that I was hoping that they would be. What's interesting is with new home sales coming in, interest rates are staying low, right? I just looked at the Fed tool a few minutes ago. 23% chance that they're going to lower interest rates in 23 days, the next meeting, right? But I saw that by summer, it's like June and July, an 88% chance that they lower interest rates. So lowering interest rates, good for home sales. So if we see good home sales, we should see good consumer numbers as well.
Yeah, and that's something that I feel like has changed over just the last few weeks. A month, 2 months ago, I felt like the expectations for a rate cut in 2020 were about zero.
I would have to say I disagreed. I expected one. I expect one in the summertime, and I expect another one at right around December.
All right, jumping over here to upcoming earnings for this week. So Monday after the close, we're going to be getting HPQ, and a reminder that they had some developments related to the offer that Xerox has for the company. The HP last week said they are doing a shareholder rights plan, and the main intent there is to try to prevent any company from doing some kind of takeover like Xerox wants to do. Xerox came out and said they are going to go ahead with their offer. So definitely something to keep in mind tonight when you are hearing those HP earnings. Palo Alto also tonight in the networking space. Tomorrow morning, Tuesday morning, here we go, getting into retail for the earnings season. HD, Home Depot is tomorrow. Also Macy's tomorrow morning. Tuesday after the close, Salesforce. Wednesday before the market open, we're going to have Wendy's, we're going to have Lowe's, another home improvement name there, and then earnings on Wednesday morning out of Sina, S-I-N-A, and Weibo, that's W-B-O. Those are two big online players in China, so we probably will get developments on coronavirus from China out of those companies on Wednesday morning. Wednesday after close, Square, Booking. Thursday morning, JCPenney, Best Buy. Thursday after the close, Beyond Meat, Baidu, VMware, Workday, and Friday before the close, before the open, Wayfair. Any earnings that you're especially looking at this week, Big Beat?
Few of them, yep. HP, you made a good point there. I'm looking for the word in the conference call, poison pill. If I hear the word poison pill, then that means that maybe they're not going to get that Xerox deal, right? So let's see what HP. See if it's a comfortable takeover, or is it a nasty Nabisco kind of
Right.
deal. The other one I would look at definitely is Booking.com. Are they picking up anything from the coronavirus? Are they getting some of the business from other travel sites?
Mm-hmm.
And the next one is J.C. Penney. Is that
Okay.
dog yet? I can't believe they still have a company running around. But you know what? In that same fell swoop, that Thursday morning, Best Buy. So are people buying TVs? And as I always know, I never buy a TV right before the Super Bowl. Super Bowl's over, as we all know, and Best Buy is going to find out whether or not those TVs are selling.
Good stuff, Big Beat. So, real quick update on coronavirus from over the weekend, upcoming econ for this week and upcoming earnings this week. That's what the week ahead is going to be like most of the time. We do this every Monday at 10:45 a.m. Eastern Time. You can tune in every time this week to start. And also, quick shout out for anybody who likes this kind of content. If you like this kind of content, we do have a daily morning trading show. It's called Pre-Market Prep. You can go to premarket.benzinga.com, and the show runs from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. The hosts there, they look at the biggest news items for the day. They look at the technical levels. A lot of ideas being shared out there. So if you do like this kind of content, I definitely would recommend that. All right, Big Beat, thanks for joining today. You have a good day, and everyone else out there, have a good week. See you next week.
Sweet. Good. Nice. Bye. Bye, Spence.